Hey guys, welcome back to Rockin' Stems, and if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I like to make videos talking all about autism. This video is going to be all about tips on how to get your kiddo to communicate with you more using verbal communication and gestures and sign language. So all of this is just mostly communication based, but I really want to show you guys as well as tell you guys what I find really helpful. I'll be including some clips along the way because I always find it helpful to see how it's done as well, not just hear it. My first and biggest tip, and you've probably heard this before, is model all the communication that you want your child to be doing. So at any stage in life, you want your child to be able to communicate their needs. With Christian, initially he had no way to communicate, and then we slowly incorporated gestures. So that is pointing, touching, tapping. All right. Bread. Look. Bread. Can you point to bread? Good job. So that's very early onset. The easiest way to help them communicate would be getting gestures down. So that might seem really easy, but it's not. A lot of kiddos will cry instead of communicating what they want because they don't know how. So if they bring you anything, like, you can take it and just be like, oh, you want phone, and you show them. Like, you show them the pointer, you show them tapping, you show them touch, and you can guide their little hand. I'm gonna use this. You can guide their hand and do it with them, for them. So point, touch. That would really help them in the future to pick up on the fact that, like, oh, every time I want something, I can point, I'm pointing, you know. So modeling is really, really big, and that applies to verbal communication as well. So anytime, what I've been doing with Sebastian, because that is my early learner that's going into talking, I will model the words that I want him to say in the future. I'm teaching him sleep, mimis. So I'll always say these things. So, oh, you want to eat, and I'm not expecting him to say it early on, but with time he's starting to say things. So like eat, he'll be like e. For mimis, he's like you know, he'll start the M sound, and that goes into another aspect of this, is we need to allow them to communicate where they are at right now. So I'm not expecting the full word eat to come out, but I do expect to see slowly the E, and then that applies to all words. So like more, right now he's just signing, a lot of signing, and then it was and then hopefully soon it'll be more, and then more, you know. So you have to progress with it and be at their level wherever they're at. Banana. Banana, nana, banana. Good job. ¿Quieres agua? Agua, 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 agua. Manzana. Good try. Good job. For Christian, that looks very different for him. He doesn't have any verbal words. So what I would probably look for him is, like, if he's really trying, it would look like eye contact, maybe a little bit of like really looking intensely into my eyes, maybe a movement, you know, and that would be like, good job, like you tried to say more. Like, and I'm telling him that he tried because he put effort, and I'm not saying you did it because he didn't say more, you know. So we have to be very specific on, like, I like that you tried, and I saw that you were looking at me. I like that you tried. I heard the you know. So wherever they're at, just follow that, and just don't stress yourself and them out, because that's a mistake that I would do a lot. If I couldn't see him say more and I was expecting more, I would expect his mouth to open every time, and that's just like, I could run it 10 times and he wouldn't even do it, or he would do like a little bit of a mouth movement 1 time out of 10, and it's so frustrating. So that's why it's really important as well to like have a backup. So if you don't hear them say a word, make a sound, or open their mouth, you can go back to the pointing, and there's a form of communication, as long as it's not like crying or whining or hitting or anything that you don't want as a way of communicating their wants and needs. You can take that. Cookie. Te la doy porque hiciste un ruido. Cookie. Good job. Good job, my baby. It's a bread. Ba. 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 Let's see. Can I see it? Ba. You're not even looking at me. Mira. Ba. No te rías. Okay, mira. Mira. Tú. That was good looking. Okay, what do you want? Good job. That's how I do it, but specifically you just model all day every day. And I never understood what they said when they were like, talk to your kids, show them what to do. And now I do, because you just have to say everything. Like even with Christian, when he brings me the communication folder that he has right now, if he brings me something, I'll say what I want him to in the future say, or what I'm expecting him to be able to communicate. Oh, it looks like you want water. Want water. You want water. You brought me the folder. What do you want? Oh, you want cookies. I want cookies. So I am saying everything that I'm hoping my child will say or do in the future, even though he is not at the level where he'll give me a peck or push on the communication device that says I want cookie. I know that that's a goal in the future, so I'll model that communication. I want cookies. Same thing applies to kids that have words, but they're not using them functionally. That is so hard, because you know, and it's hard not to get frustrated, because sometimes you'll hear your child be like saying all the ABCs, so many words, copying, singing, and all that, and they're not saying anything when you ask them like, what do you want? And they're just like crying. For that, I would still model the words, and you might hear them say it with like what I've seen a kiddo that he just doesn't want to say it when you want him to say it. So especially like even like targets, like some kids are demand avoidant, so you can't make it a demand. You can't make it like you need to say this or you need to do this. You have to make it like a thing of like following their lead and just saying things without making it seem like anything. So if you have a banana and you know that they want the banana, you can peel it and be like, banana, banana. And then when they have it, a lot of times they'll start eating and they'll be like, banana. You know, and you'll be like, wow, you said banana. Like, I like how you said it. It's not a demand, and it happened in their own time, but they still said the word. And slowly they'll start saying things more so like by like you presenting it, and then even pointing to it, and they'll be like banana, you know. So you kind of have to work wherever the kids are at. Christian is not demand avoidant per se, he just can't verbally say it, but I have kiddos that are like that, and I really have to apply like a lot of like, okay, it's not compliant right now. The kid is not at the level where I can just tell them to say something, and that's okay. I have to, like, as the therapist or as the mom, make it fun and make it wherever they're at, you know. And then you have kids that will have sentences but not functional, so they'll repeat a lot of stuff, and they might be able to say things when you want them to say, but it's not at the like independent level. So for that, same thing kind of applies. So if I know that my kiddo is wanting something and it's there, and they're like, they can say a word or two now. So they could say, let's say, do juice. Like they're saying do juice. Like for some reason they got stuck in that phrase that it means I want juice. And they'll say it, and I'll be like, oh, I want juice. And then they'll repeat, I want juice. So that would be a really good example of like building this up, because you're still modeling the communication, but it's like sentences. And they'll be like, oh, good job. What do you want? And then they'll be like, I want juice, because you gave them that model of like what is expected. And slowly but surely they start doing it independently. Christian's here. What's up, Christian? Get your finger out of your mouth. Ah, silly goofy food. Ah, chiku, chiku, chiku. We're gonna give your brother, oh, too strong. We're gonna give your brother 15 minutes, okay? And then we'll go. He wants to go to grandma's. But I know that I bombarded quite a bit of information in these 10 minutes, but if you have any question on any specific thing, please leave me a message, comment, or Instagram message, whatever. I have like so much information in my brain of things that have helped, but I just don't know how to spill it out. I will stop rambling now. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope this video is helpful to somebody out there. And yeah, let me know if any other video ideas you guys have, and I'll try to record that and hopefully help you guys. Bye.